What's up, riders? Kevin Wilson with the BMX Podcast. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you very much for all the subscribing on YouTube and all the forwarding of my videos and all my content. It's much appreciated. Thank you. Today I have a question for all the old school guys and gals out there in regards to why are there not more old school BMX males or females on YouTube or doing podcasts? And I have this question because of the following. You know, I've been doing YouTube videos for probably about 4 years now. Most of them were absolutely horrendous. Some are better than others. But I've been doing YouTube content for about 4 years now, and I've probably been interviewing people actively for about a year and a half. And what I've noticed during this time is there's really not that many channels or guys or gals on YouTube or doing podcasts or talking about old school BMX. And I've always wondered, why isn't that? Because, you look at other niches on YouTube, different subject matter. There's true crime, there's cooking, video games, all these different niches or these different topics of YouTube channels and podcasts that are very popular, that with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views and thousands and thousands and thousands of followers and subscribers and people sharing their stories and how-tos and all these different things on YouTube. And when it comes to old school BMX, there's really not that many people that are doing that type of thing. I mean, there's probably, I could think of maybe 4 or 5 old school BMX podcasts or YouTube channels. And I think 2 or 3 of them actually do new school as well, they're not really dedicated to old school stuff, being old school from the 70s or the 80s. And, even like road bikes, mountain bikes, any other type of bikes there are out there, there's many, many more channels, many, many more videos. There's much more information out there on YouTube and podcasts. And I've always wondered, why is that? Why aren't there more guys out there on YouTube talking old school BMX from the 70s and from the 80s? Not to mention the 90s, which I think there's like 2 more that I could think of from the 90s. But, there's me, there's a couple of different guys, and obviously there's the Dirty Dust Podcast, but even they don't have that many subscribers. I mean, I would think that they have 10 times more subscribers, 10 times more views than they do, and they're the premier old school BMX channel podcast on YouTube or on the internet. So, I always wonder, why are there not not more viewers, more subscribers, and why aren't there more channels or avenues of information or dudes like myself that are trying to spread the word, trying to share the old school BMX information to the world and to the younger generation, like I've shared to my 2 children that we talk old school BMX all the time. I was just I was above average. Well, I was good. I was pretty good. I was fast. I'm just a bike shop guy. I didn't race any big races. I didn't win a national. I never even got out of my motos at a national. I only raced 1 national. And I can only imagine, and I tell stories about about my experiences, and good, bad, or indifferent or boring. That's what I have to talk about. So that's what I talk about. If I was a factory guy, or I won a national, or I was famous, or even not famous, there must be hundreds of thousands of guys that were on a BMX bike in the 70s or 80s throughout the world, throughout the United States, that could share stories, that could tell stories about when they raced or who they raced or big races that they had or big jumps that they did or that type of thing. And I'm just wondering, why is that? Is it I guess there's a certain amount of camera shyness. I guess that's probably the biggest thing. But there has to be thousands of guys out there that aren't camera shy that would love to brag or share stories about themselves from back in the day on BMX bikes. And I've always wondered that. And maybe you guys in the comments can comment and say, this is why I think there's not more old school BMX content on the internet. I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me out and share some of your feedback on that. Why aren't there more guys? I would love to have more guys. Now, I'm probably shooting myself in the foot by encouraging other people to post more old school BMX content on YouTube. But I find all of the stuff that I find a little nuggets of bitchiness in pretty much every YouTube channel that deals with old school BMX that I can. I have my favorites, obviously. But, you know, even the guys that I really don't care for or I kind of find boring sometimes or whatever, I always find cool little nuggets of, yeah, dude, I can relate to that, or that happened to me, or I did that too. And I always just kind of find it, you know, why don't more guys do that? I don't know. Maybe you can help me out. If you ever want to start if you're out there and you ever want to start a YouTube channel, it's not that hard. I mean, I don't even know how to edit a video. I've never edited a video. I've never done anything, you know, any real effort other than sit behind my camera. I do this on my phone. I don't have no big camera. I don't have any big lights. I have two little lights on each side of my face that I usually use, but I have no sophisticated lighting. I have none of that stuff, and I still have fun. And at least a couple people seem to like what I say and like my videos. Sometimes I get lucky and I strike a chord with the people watching my videos, and that's always very cool for me to have other people agree with me and say, yeah, dude, that happened to me too. So let me know what you guys think. Why aren't there more guys from talking about old school BMX on YouTube or having podcasts? Or is it just too much work? Or is the expectation that they have to have 20 million viewers within like a year or two to make it profitable? Because I don't make any money off of this. I never have. I doubt if I ever will. I do this for the love of the sport and just talking about BMX with other people. That's all I have to say today. I appreciate you coming by. If you'd like to support the channel, you can check out my website at www.bmxpertspodcast.com. You can contact me, email me through the website. If you have a question, concern, you would like to be on the channel, you would like to share a story that you would like me to share a story. For any particular reason you'd like me to contact me, I can be reached through bmxpertspodcast.com. And you can always check out the merch, such as I'm wearing now. Thank you very much, everybody. Until next week, the track is closed. Peace out.